3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, mystery reading number 1138. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting the subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome. And thank you very much for your support in helping me reach 300 subscribers at this time, as well as your presence during this reading. So, the number 33 could be significant for somebody, and if you watched Mystery Reading 1134, I feel like that this is confirmation that this reading is also meant for you. Moving into interpreting the number 1138, well, 1139 might be significant for you too. I said that in a reading recently, and if that resonated with you, it feels like it's still true here to, maybe pay attention to the next reading that I upload if you feel called to. But there are two ones in 1138. And this number is about having trust in your intuition, in yourself, and faith in your strength. I want to say in who you are. Maybe you know who you are, but somebody or some situation around you is encouraging feelings of doubt. Somebody could be projecting their own self-doubt onto you. I feel like that happens a lot, honestly. I feel like too many of us doubt ourselves and don't have faith in ourselves for some reason. I feel at least part of the reason, a large part of that reason, is not being taught how to have the trust and faith in ourselves while we were growing up. The number one can also be a call for you to have trust and faith in the universe, your religion, whatever higher power you believe in. Maybe there's a call here, a confirmation for you to keep exploring your beliefs, ideas, beyond this reality. If you're really curious about the spiritual things, I definitely feel that you are curious for a reason. I want to say we all are at some point. Even the atheists. Because you have to be curious and explore these things to form an opinion. Well, ideally. Maybe there's someone here in this reading or that you're connected to who writes off spiritual things or religious things, but doesn't really give much thought into it. Moving on to the number 3. This number is about expressing yourself and communicating and using your voice, whether it's in a conversation with yourself through meditation or journaling, with another person, with a group of people. This could be confirmation for you to express yourself, and to use your voice, make yourself heard, show up in this world honestly and authentically, and trust where it will take you. There's something mysterious about that for sure. The number 3 can also be about healing and growing and being committed to these things, your emotional, psychological, and spiritual well-being and development for so many reasons. Not only because you deserve it, that basic care and respect from yourself, but because it's also much bigger than you. I believe for us to create a world, societies that are more stable, safe, and secure, we definitely have to be more honest with ourselves. We have to be willing to take care of ourselves and respect ourselves in the way that we deserve, so that way we have the capacity to take care of and respect each other in the way that we all deserve. I just saw the number 543, which is a sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. Like I said, it is definitely bigger than you. Whatever you're going with, whatever pain you're carrying, it's bigger than you. And this could be a call for you to find deeper meaning through healing, finding closure, and allowing yourself to grow, maybe even to bloom or to blossom like a flower. Now I'm feeling connected to the idea that even beautiful things die. Even beautiful things come to an end, because it's making me think of how a flower blooms and grows, but then it withers and dies, because it's a living thing. It's natural. Maybe there's something here about an ending or something souring out that is natural, and it's not something that you should see as a punishment or, anything too personal from the universe or your spirit guides. It's only natural. It feels like, it's one of those things where that's just how life works. You shouldn't punish yourself for things that are bigger than you, that you cannot control. That's okay. Maybe somebody here needs to give themselves permission to be okay with some sort of loss that is natural. It's only natural. It feels like maybe you did or said something and it didn't go in the way you wanted or the way that you deserved. Maybe now you're questioning your worth, or if you did something wrong. But losing someone or something because you used your voice, I think as long as you're respectful and honest, it's not you. Simply expressing yourself is not a problem. Like I said, as long as it's respectful and honest, I don't see it as a problem. Anything beyond that, though, that's for you to decide what really happened there. But don't immediately, be mean to yourself, even if you may have been in the wrong for how you felt, or what you thought, what you believed. You still deserve grace and, patience to be understood. Maybe it's possible somebody here was being a little more harsh, but not out of malice, but feels like it was genuine. And this could have been you or somebody else, but feels like there needs to be more grace in a situation for one party or both parties or all parties. Moving on to the number 8 again. I want to talk about the number 4. This number is just really sticking with me right now from 1,134. And the number 4 for me is connected to stability and ancestors. So maybe you just need a reminder that your ancestors, past loved ones, whether you knew them in this life or not, are present with you and always willing and ready to support you in anything that you do to help you find more peace and stability, to help you feel more safe and secure, and maybe even help you have a little more trust and faith in yourself too, because sometimes that's the only place we're going to get security and a sense of safety. They might also help you have a little more faith in your faith too, because that can be really helpful as well, knowing and trusting that the universe isn't out to get you or anything. I personally believe that the universe is tilted toward truth and justice, so do with that what you will. Moving on to the number 8. This number is about loss and trusting that whatever is lost will be replaced, which I feel like fits really nicely into what we were talking about, where maybe you lost someone or something because of something you did or said. Doesn't automatically mean you're wrong. It's only natural, the outcome. Maybe this is an opportunity here for you to have a healthier relationship with loss and just the ever-changing nature of life in general. I'm really feeling fixated on the idea of becoming more comfortable with the idea of change and flowing with it rather than working against it and making things harder for yourself. I really encourage you to reflect. Make sure you're honest with yourself too, and find the closure, the answers that you need to help you move forward from whatever this loss was with more trust and faith in yourself and in the universe or whatever higher power you believe in, if you do. The message about trusting that whatever is lost will be replaced. As long as you are honest, and you are genuinely trying your best, I do think that you will get back what you lost. And then some. But are you willing to have the patience and the faith that it takes to see it happen? For me personally, I've been on, when it comes to spiritual mysticism, I've been on this journey for like 6 years. And the work that I've been doing on myself, it's paid off in little ways. It's very slowly paying off. It feels like it's coming in stages. Maybe the same thing will happen for you. But it's having patience is really, really important to seeing your hard work pay off. Your spiritual work, especially. And maybe it would be helpful or important for you to recognize that the universe is working on so many different things. Creating and building so many different things. That's just like we are on an individual level. Just trust that the universe is at work and that you are part of its plans. I did see the number 243, which I see as a sign about a warning about someone or a situation taking advantage of or exploiting your vulnerability, your trust, your needs. Maybe they're trying to manipulate you or coerce you into a vulnerable position. Just be careful. If that resonates for you, though, don't go scaring yourself. If you don't have a reason to resonate with that, just don't take it. It's alright. Adding up these numbers, 1 plus 1 is 2. And 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 8 is 13. Yeah. I have 2 messages with this number 13. One of them is the number 4. How interesting. The first message coming from the number 13 itself is about good luck and good fortune. Feels like a powerful confirmation of what I already talked about with your hard work, especially spiritually paying off if you have the patience and the trust and the faith that it takes to see it through. It feels like you're doing something right. It really, really does. And if there's any doubt here, like I talked about before, reflect on that and see if it's really justified or if it's even your own doubt and not just somebody else's projection. The other message, 1 plus 3 is 4, and that's just pretty powerful confirmation as well of feeling connected to the number 4, the presence of your ancestors and them, always being ready and willing to help you find more peace and stability and a sense of safety and security in your life, because that is all that they want for you personally, and it's all that they want for all of us collectively. because we are so connected in that way, you know. Overall, this number 1138, again, feeling connected 1134 and even 1137. That was the previous reading that I uploaded. This number has been a pretty big call for you to have trust and faith in yourself, express yourself, use your voice, allow yourself to see this as an opportunity to heal and to grow, and trust that whatever is lost will be replaced. Trust that your hard work will pay off, that your luck, your fortune will change, that it will improve, and know that your ancestors are supporting you in anything that you do to help you feel more safe and secure. While I was silent, I saw the number 555 on the timer. I'm feeling connected to the song Silent Night. But number 5 is about change and transformation. This definitely feels like confirmation of a difficult change or loss that you are going through. And it's important that you move through this with grace for yourself and for the universe. Definitely for the universe, trusting that it's hard at work and that you are part of its plans. But having trust and faith in yourself is equally as important too. But you can see that there are a couple decks of cards as well as this bag here. They're folded up pieces of paper. These are playing cards, index cards that I made and wrote on myself. And these are part runes that I made myself, combined with fortune, like little slips of paper that came from fortune cookies that I felt called to collect for readings. So I'm going to start with drawing out a couple of, if I could get this piece of paper off the table, with a couple of playing cards to look deeper into what's really going on here. What other messages could the viewer use? Or what confirmation could be really helpful? This is the 9 of Hearts, otherwise known as the 9 of Cups. I don't know if you know this, but tarot cards used to, I think it started out as a card playing game in Italy around 1400, 1500. And then a few hundred years later, is around the Renaissance, is when they actually started being used for spiritual reasons. I don't know why I'm mentioning that, but maybe someone could benefit from knowing. But this 9 of Hearts, or 9 of Cups, it says abundant and prideful. This is definitely about emotional fulfillment, having gratitude for how far you have come, how much work you have done. It could also be about finding satisfaction and having more courage. Maybe there is a fear or two here that need to be analyzed and released or managed better, I'll say. The number 9 is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. That's just a reminder there to know that this is bigger than you. If you feel a sense of purpose, this is your confirmation. If you feel called to seek out a sense of purpose, this is your confirmation. And if you don't feel a sense of purpose or feel called to find one, I think it exists regardless. But this 9 of Cups, or 9 of Hearts, feels like a call for you to find peace and closure, so that way you can keep going. Because it feels like you're almost at the end of something, which would really line up pretty well with the idea of loss. So maybe you haven't lost someone or something yet, but it might happen. It's go ahead and get the next card. The next card that I have is the King of Diamonds, or the King of Pentacles. And it says provider and abundant. I notice here too that this king is looking over towards this Nine of Cups. Is that what you seek to be, or to have, to be able to provide more for yourself, for somebody else, to have more abundance, more resources, more money, a bigger home, just more material things? I feel like with the king looking at the Nine of Cups, it's a reminder that true abundance and prosperity lies within your willingness to take care of yourself psychologically and spiritually. Again, it just feels like confirmation that whatever hard work you do, emotionally or mentally or spiritually, it's going to pay off as long as you stay focused and you don't give up and you keep, your trust and your faith in the process and whatever higher power you believe in. And I just saw the number 123 on the timer, which is another sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. And I feel like if you are patient enough, you will see the reason. If you don't already, you'll discover it, define it yourself, or the universe will reveal it to you. I feel like it's really just a matter of whether you feel it. You feel the reason, but you don't really know what it is. Maybe it's hard to articulate. Or there could even be doubt. Maybe you want to reflect on that and what that means and what to do with it so you know how to move forward. Let's go ahead and get one of these index cards. I have interesting memories. I say interesting because I think the reading before this one, or one of the readings recently, there was something here about someone wanting to create memories here. I think there was the Two of Wands and some other, and the Queen of Swords in reverse. So that could be very clear confirmation that this reading is meant for you, if the other one, really resonated for you. It feels like there's something magical and loving about making memories. Maybe this is something that really means a lot to you. And you deserve to fulfill that desire to make good, awesome, amazing memories. But you also have to recognize the part that you play in making that happen. That's why it's so important to take care of yourself. Physical or your mental health is just as important as your physical health. Maybe you already know it, maybe you don't, but whenever you're struggling mentally, it can have an effect on your physical body. I saw the number 321. Another sign to trust everything happens for a reason. So let's go ahead and wrap up this reading by drawing out one of these pieces of paper. Okay, this one is a fortune slip, which I think is pretty fitting since we've been talking a lot about good fortune and good luck. Says, is this going to focus? You may have a fantastic opportunity soon. Be open to it. Let's just put that right there. Just right there at the top. Yeah. An opportunity to heal and to benefit from it materially, to make good memories. I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. But if an opportunity presents itself to you that seems fantastic, be open to it. And if anything is making you hesitant, be open, but don't rush. You don't have to rush. It's okay to give yourself some time to think about it. Overall, this reading is calling for you to have trust and faith in yourself. Use your voice, heal, grow, have trust in your efforts, and know that spiritually you are supported especially from your ancestors and past loved ones. Maybe this opportunity has to do with moving or getting a better job or something like that to help you feel more safe and more secure. The cards here in this little piece of paper that's just sticking up are really confirming that if you work on yourself emotionally, you move on from something in a healthy way, it's going to pay off in a material way. It does feel like a change that may be difficult, as I mentioned before, but what's that saying that, I don't know, it's just the idea that good things come to those who wait. That's the best way that I can describe it. And I saw another sign about trusting that everything happens for a reason. Everything happens in the order that it's meant to for a reason. Everything happens in the way that it happens for a reason. And I really, really encourage you to reflect more, to reflect deeper on the to reflect deeper on the spiritual meaning behind everything that is happening right now.